I sent a bunch of questions the other day.
More, we cannot hear you well.
This is I sent a bunch of questions yesterday.
Hello, hello. Can you repeat it one more time?
This is Zura, and I sent a bunch of questions yesterday.
It's Zira, yeah? I cannot hear you well also. Can you be closer to your microphone maybe?
This is Zura.
Yeah, very good.
Okay. I sent a number of questions yesterday because you said to email them ahead of time.
Yeah, and Jira, I have answered to you already and sent it email.
Oh, okay. I haven't gotten it yet.
Okay.
So one of the things I wanted to be sure of is to see you all actually do the placement for a general correction of the meridians and acupoints. Just, pretend like you're getting ready to do one and show me where you put the points. Part of what I'm want to know is, why do we use a red electrode and a black one at certain points, and do the patch things do the same thing as clamps and are just used because it's easier, or is there something different?
It's easier to attach to the body, but it's the same thing.
Okay.
Sometimes the point is here, so you cannot put the clamp here.
Right. I find even trying to do the clamps myself when I'm doing the diagnostic testing is very difficult, because I get one in place on the MC7, and as soon as I go to put the other one on, it moves that one, or when I go to start Monicor, it moves both of them. And so to me, it's very unwieldy. If I was doing it on somebody else, it would be no problem, but when you're trying to do it on yourself, it's really messy.
Look, I'll teach you. I was also coming to this a long time. First, you do this connection,
right,
like this, and then you put the balls there. So you actually don't move them much. And then,
but mine do. I think maybe because I've got small wrists, they don't stay in place. They're always like slipping and sliding.
Maybe.
The only way I could get them to stay in place would be to move them up where my arm is fatter.
But,
and then it wouldn't be on the right place.
It's not this like particular he was explaining. It's like pretty big area, but somewhere in the middle it should stay. So it's not like just here and nowhere else. So it will, and in any way it is doing this circle, so it's connecting, but it's like these areas are mostly it's like providing more energy.
Okay, and so actually for me at times, even though it would be expensive, it would be easier for me to use the patches because they would stay in place. But then you have to replace those, whereas the clamps you can continuously reuse and everything. But the patches work exactly the same. Is that correct?
Yes,
they are.
And in my kit, I got 2 circular patches with the electrode, things where you could stick those in, and then like 4 that are just like a plane. You can take the electrode insert thing off of the circular ones and put it on the square one and make it usable like the circular one. Did I say that clearly? I'm sorry, it's hard to talk about.
Actually, you don't need to use this white one, because this one, once we put in the box, it's like what we buy from Italy. So we found this distributors. We buy a lot of these electrodes from them. So basically, we're selling them also because we buying huge amounts, because we use them on all of our devices. So, but we it's like you can in all you definitely have shops in USA, or where are you from?
It's the same standard, it's not something special.
Right. In fact, I went on Amazon earlier this morning.
Yeah, Amazon or eBay, you can buy this.
And I did find some, so I'm going to post what I found in the Facebook group.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
do
you.
it because we using often, but we use these ones mostly. So.
Right. No, I think when I'm working on other people, it will be easier to use the clamps, but on myself, with me having small wrists.
Maybe you have a small wrist, so I have clients that is like usually go.
and of course, part of it is just getting used to it. Right now, it seems very new and strange, and after you all are probably so used to doing it, it's very quick for you. So just to make sure, the circular patches that have that place where you can put a black or red electrode in, you can pull that off and put it on one of the square ones to make them work that way?
Yes, it's the same.
It's
okay.
The same connection, but I think you have only two adapters.
I only
yes.
right. I only have two, and those are on those sticky patches. Well, I don't have those. Mine didn't come with that.
No.
No.
You should get at least one.
I got.
It should be on these white patches.
I got a thing that's a little different than that. It's on a little sticky patch, and just has a place where I insert an electrode.
Yeah, but you can disconnect them.
Right.
This thing, this one, this.
Okay.
It's like connecting to your white round
electrode.
Mm-hmm. So you just disconnect them, and you can use on the another ones.
Mm-hmm. That's what I wanted to make sure of. Yes, I didn't want to go pulling that off until I knew it was okay.
And put on this another one.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then those electrodes, I just gonna take one there. You can use one as many times as you want. Just
those are that's part of what I have, that kind.
Yeah. So when this sticky effect is not working anymore, you can attach with the scotch.
Yeah, something if it's like people sometimes reacting on this metal that is here in this. They have
allergic reaction.
Allergic reaction. So usually we also do, but it's still better thing to do with this one. Just put the a little bit higher ball.
Okay. So the clamps are actually a little better if you can use them.
Actually, yeah. So
okay.
Better. I think it's like because it's at least it's going to the point. The measurement.
Okay. All right.
So,
this is Katie. I'm going to jump in here for a second. I had some difficulty when can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I was trying to put them on for the stress test, that's where you had to have 3 on one arm. Mm-hmm. I had difficulty. So what I did was I did it backwards. I started with the 5, then I went to 6 with the sticky pad. And then the clamp on 7. So it was a little bit easier going backwards for me. Mm-hmm. And I have a question about that. So we're only using those 3 on that one arm for the stress test.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
And we're only using the one clamp for the general correction.
Yeah.
And then when we do the stress test correction, are we just using the one on the MC7 and on both wrists also, or are we using the sound cord?
If you're doing the correction directly, so you leave everything like it is, but you take this red electrode and put on the point that is the chosen point.
For the stress test correction?
Yeah, for the stress test correction.
Okay. And that's not for the general correction too?
It stays. It's actually on.
Okay. And then I was confused with your answer, Jan, to Zira about using which electrode to use, whether to use the one on the right or the left. I thought the last training session you said if the contact point shown on Monicor is, say, the left foot, we were supposed to use the left wrist electrode to go onto that left foot. If it was the right foot, we would use the right electrode from the wrist to go on the foot. Is that not correct?
It's correct. It should be like so you don't mix them.
I thought I read Jan's response to say that it didn't matter which electrode you used, if it was the right or the left.
I wrote that there is no difference when you are doing the general correction. So the red and black contact is the same, so you can use as you want.
They're making a circle.
Yeah, it's a circle, so it doesn't matter how it's where it's going in, where it's going out the signal.
Actually, yeah. So you can't mix them, but it's like still it should be together. I mean, on the hands or foot or somewhere. So it should be two of those.
Oh, okay.
Right. Go ahead, Zara.
Well, so let's say the correction point that's specified is on my left foot. So I'm going to put a patch cord there because that's easier than a clamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, does it matter if the electrode on my left foot is red or black?
Yes, it doesn't matter, but it's important that the other contact should be placed on the body. Somewhere on the body.
Right. I'm just going one step at a time. First, let's get this one. So I've got the patch cord on my foot point, which is what was specified. You're saying it doesn't matter if I use a red or black electrode there, but say on some other part of my body, then if I used a black electrode on my foot, then I want to put, say, a clamp with a red electrode on the right side of my body somewhere. Is that how you would do it?
I don't know. It's like this is the point. I usually do separate body parts. So it's actually, they say that it's not making so much point, blah, 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 but it is. It does little better. So that's why I usually strict to the red one to the left side, the black one to if the point, yeah, the black one to the wrist. But you can do this like extra stuff, so you can put the black one not on the wrist, but if you have a pain in the shoulder, so you can put there also. So you can do like this. You also can actually put it in the same hand, but it will not the whole, you know, it should be the bigger circle.
Okay, so if I put the red one on my left foot on with a patch, a red electrode there, and then do on my, say, my right wrist the black electrode clamp, then that would be a fine way to do the circuit.
It's the best one, but actually you can have it on other places, but it's the best way.
That I want the best and the easiest, so to me that sounds like it's both.
It is actually, but you can, if the patient, for example, have only one arm,
or that's right,
or some damage on the arm or something, so it's actually gonna go, but it's not, you know. So but it will go anyway. So it just
And then one other thing, and I'm sorry to be monopolizing the time, but so last night was the first time I actually finally got to do a correction because my Monicor didn't glitch up on me. Thank you, Jan. I think the driver thing was part of fixing it. Yeah, it worked, so I did the correction, but it felt so strange and off to my body that I stopped the correction after 15 minutes because I was afraid I was doing something wrong.
It is actually, you sometimes that we recommend start not from a lot of time, so do it 15 minutes max.
Oh, okay. I thought the correction was recommended to be 40 minutes long.
And basically it's up to 1 hour, but it is different kind of people. Sometimes if you have to orientate yourself on this circle that you get from the beginning. If it's really small,
okay,
then you should start, step by step.
Build up to it. Because I was under the impression, I think, Victoria, from you saying that some of your clients liked that process so much that they would fall asleep.
And for me,
for me, it was exactly the opposite. And so I thought, oh, I must be doing something wrong.
It means that you have this like small ring,
Small ring.
This one that you got this picture of all meridians from the beginning.
It had ups, ins, and outs as far as some spikes in it.
Sometimes, So it's like the point of this Monicor. It's also always think that as less is better. It will do the job, but if you will do more, so sometimes people can. Get a reaction. So I was explaining, maybe you heard before, that I had a client that started to warm up. So she said she was cold, and then directly after, I was also putting her directly on 30 minutes, and she started to warm up. She was like burning. So the thing is, sometimes you have blocked meridians or acupuncture points that is like letting your energy go and then you unblock it. It's like suddenly it's start happening stuff. So it's like people get a reaction like panic or something. So it's it's like what's happening? But
well, that's good. That's good because
it's not bad, but it's like strange. The body is not adapted to this, so it's step by step.
Well, that's great to know, because I was really excited to finally be able to do a correction, and then I was feeling so hyper from it. I thought, oh no, I'm going to make things worse instead of better. So I quit after 15 minutes, and I thought I would just ask you all. So I'm glad to know that what I experienced was fairly normal, and that to start off with, smaller amount of time than the 40 minutes.
Then you can high up or divide it if you have this kind of reaction. So it means that you're pretty sensitive also.
Okay, thank you.
Louise to everyone. When you bring this magnet, how long the stripe of magnets stay charged? They are forever. If you will put it in the metal jar or something like this,
aluminium
foil or something that it's not letting any of the frequencies go through, so it will be charged a pretty long time, years.
So it could be in like a little glass jar. It doesn't have to be a metal thing.
Like metal jar like this.
Yeah, through the glass goes frequencies anyway.
Okay, so you can't use glass. It has to be some metal container.
Yeah, not glass, no.
Okay. So what was that question, guys?
Yeah, what was
about the magnets?
Stripes.
I had asked Maura if we did the magnetic strips, and they had said wrap them in aluminum foil when you give them to the client to take with them. I had wondered if I could put them in a little glass jar, and they're saying no, don't use glass. The outside frequencies can get into it. It has to be some kind of metal protective container. And
if they're in tin foil, that's not enough.
No, the tin foil is enough.
Yes,
because it's a metal.
Okay, and they stay charged for how long did you say, guys? How long?
It's when they are in aluminum or somewhere for years. It's like nothing happens with them. But when they are on you already, so this particular that is metal that is on the stripe, they will just disappear with the time.
Okay.
So that's why we're wearing them for like 5-6 hours and then throw it away.
Okay.
Oh, so in other words, say if somebody needed to wear the strips for 5 days, you would need to program them 5 strips.
Yes.
So they're not reusing.
Yeah, you can program this one that you have. you can put a program up to 3 centimeters, I think it is.
I don't have that with my machine.
I mean, you have it
You
inside.
have new one model, yeah? We have an old one, but it's the same.
It's inside the device, yeah. But it's like up to 3 centimeters. You can download as much as you want. Yeah, and you cannot wear them all the time. So it's like 6 hours, then
Need to do the rest,
yeah,
pause.
the day off. I mean, not the whole time.
And so how would we know if the person, say if it's the magnetic strips are to correct, say a parasite thing or something, how would we know that maybe they need to do it for 4 days or 3 days as opposed to 1 day or a week or something like that?
For parasites, it's like 1 day, it's enough. But
okay.
if you catch some kind of symptoms, so the symptoms, it's like, you know, it's you can be treated the cure, how it's like, it's like a few days, 10, 14,
course.
The course. For example, if the person have old problems and you download this, for example, bad, I don't know, hearing. So you will download the hearing, making better, for 14 days. So it should not be all the time made, but you have to do the pauses. Sometimes 14 days. And then you have to do, it's like also when you're working with your devices, you can do everyday treatment on 10 days, for example, but then 5-7 days you have to rest.
But how do you know that you're going to use 10 to 14-day treatment for the hearing problems versus a parasite for 1 day? And what if the person still has the symptoms, say, from the parasites after the 1 day? Would you give them like 5 strips and tell them to use them until they have no more symptoms?
The thing with symptoms, it's like the symptoms, it's the old problems that was coming from different places. So that's why the symptom is like 1 or 2 frequencies that is not attached to the body problems. They just generating or making better some systems. They generate all the time the same frequency. But with parasites, when you download the special frequencies that just now happening. So they're working just now. Tomorrow they will change. So it is the point of using them that they will take them away.
Okay, so parasite, it would always be just 1 day of using the correction strip.
Yeah, because this is the point. They will
Change.
Yeah, change them, take them away. But when you do this correction or symptoms, so it's like 1 frequency that is very good for us. It's like downloaded there. So it is producing, and it will make better working this system, for example.
Okay. Great. Okay, I get that. And the magnetic strips that are a correction symptom can be reused, but the ones for the parasites cannot be reused.
Yeah, but it's not reusing. You never reuse the magnetic stripe because it's like it's not working well. It may work for a couple of days, but it's better to take the new one.
Okay.
Yeah, but with parasite, it's just today you download. Maybe next time you see, okay, are they on or off? Usually when I'm checking, they're not coming up more.
So parasites are taken care of, deactivated in 1 day.
Yeah, it's different kind of frequencies there. So 1 day for parasites.
All right. So I had sent something to Jan, an email to Jan. I don't know if you got it because it was late today. I sent in screenshots of my correction that I did. Did you see that, Jan?
Yes, I did see it. But Katie, I don't think we can take up it today.
No.
But maybe some other time.
Okay.
I will look through this, and if it's interesting case, maybe we will take it next webinar.
Okay. All right. I just would like to know from, say, take a new client. So I want to know what the verbiage is for you to be explaining what you're going to be doing to the new client, for the new client, and then what the results would show. I mean, yeah, we get these graphs, we get a lot of information, but I don't know what we're supposed to do with it. And one of those screenshots that I gave you, it looked like Monicor had overcorrected or hyperactivated because of the numbers and the color on the graph. So, and I had written that on the screenshot for you. So that's all. I'm looking for information so that when I have a client in front of me, I can better explain to them what they're seeing, you know, as far as these graphs. I still don't understand. So that's all. That's why I sent my own in.
It is very good. If you will, everybody will send this like tricky questions on the list, yeah, with asking, because we are preparing a film that will be explaining a lot.
Oh, great.
So,
because
yeah, so just all your confuses or everything that you like don't understand or we want to be more explained and directly, you know, it's like step by step. We will take it.
because I think I'm the same as Katie, and even this morning I was rereading the Monicor question and answer PDF, and it was saying like if this happens then this might be the reason or whatever. The problem for me, and I think any of us that are new to this, is Monicor gives you so much data that you don't know when something is, you know, if the correction is working and if this is a good sign health-wise or a bad sign, or and I know for a client they'll know even less than we do, and they'll look at like a red color or a this or that and think, oh, is this something I need to, you know, worry about or whatever. So I was just wishing it was a little easier to interpret things.
That is what we're working about with right now. But the thing is, if you to explain, sometimes I got the clients that just don't understand. I'm like trying to explain, but it's better to show. So you're doing the correction, for example, the Monicor correction. It's usually a lot of acupuncture points that is needed to be corrected when you see the first results. Then when you do Monicor correction, if the client still have a lot of resources, if they dropped like to 3, sometimes it's happening because it's like start to work, something start to take a lot of energy to correct itself. It's better not to repeat the measurement. But if the client just don't understand what had happened right now, so do one more time, diagnose, and show how changed the acupuncture points. Have you been trying it sometime on anybody?
I haven't tried it on anybody else. I've tried it on myself, and that's what I was sending in to Jan, because my numbers went up and the colors went from pink and green to from green to pink.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like your organism starts to repair something, so it's happening. Sometimes it doesn't change anything, but if it's like dramatically go down, so it means the body starts to work, and the energy just steal the energy from your body. So it's better not to do the measurement again, because it's like your body will tired up.
I understand. What is it when it goes up, when the numbers go up?
I mean, it's like sometimes this like the circle that shows the number 6 or 7, you know, the good resources.
No, I'm talking about on the graphs, the expert graph.
Katie, is it same patient you did the screenshots on?
It's me, myself.
It's
okay, because we can look with Viktoria and maybe answer what is it happening with the patients, but not now. Maybe some tomorrow.
I was thinking that it's like goes down this resources.
if the numbers go up, it's
like
that's
it can it's this one circle that it shows how many resources in your body. It's like if it's 6.
Yeah, it was 6. I'm not talking about the circle. I'm talking about the graph with the 1, 2, 3 and the COF. The 1, 2, 3 had numbers in COF, which is the most recent number.
This one after the treatment.
So it went from being good to, good numbers to going up and changing color.
This is happening to everything. So it's like when it's treatment goes, yeah. So it's basically take away this like blocks or something. So it make your energy goes differently. So your organs start to react. Some of them just relax a little bit. That was like pretty tight. Some of them start to activate themselves. That's why after you did the treatment, you go to expert and see how they go up and down, up and down. So you actually looking and searching for this organs that is not stable. And these not stable organs, you have to actually check, because if they keep repeating themselves, so you have to maybe do this extra correction with the symptom treatment also.
Okay, and I couldn't do the stress test because I think the cotton ball wasn't on right, and it said I couldn't do a correction.
It said that your energy goes down, or what?
Right.
Yeah.
So when I went to I didn't do the stress test correction. I went back to the general correction, and it showed 5 stages on there. So I changed that to 15, thinking that, I wasn't going to go for 90 minutes or 60 minutes. I would only go for 15. So because it only had 5 in the stages, did that mean that all I needed was a general correction for 5 stages or 5 minutes? And I should not have changed it to the 15 minutes?
No, it's usually just somehow coming up with these numbers. So sometimes it comes 4, sometimes 11, something like this. But
it was under stages, not intervals. So the stages was only 5.
Yeah, stage is 5. You just make this more
total time.
Yeah, total time set for 15 minutes, but stages for 3 times, for example.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, these are questions that came up, and so it's not that I want to take up people's time. These are just questions that I'm going to have if I start doing this on clients. I don't know what to make of this information that we have. We have tons of graphs, and I just don't know what it means. So
actually, we're planning to do this like not how you're doing, but how you explain this video. Because it's like we will go through step after step how you explain how your organs moves, how different thing, why it's like sometimes it goes down, what means this staples that like blue and then green and red. This we will explain. It's like really good. We prepare.
Okay, this has really helped today. So I personally have to process. I have to understand it before I can apply it. So
it's absolutely normal, because it's like you can say from different side to look to the device.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you.
Can we test food substances as far as allergies and things? I know we can test supplements and vitamins, but is there a way to actually test like a banana or something?
Everything you want.
So you just put a little piece of the food in the little cup, okay. Because in the thing, one of the things that came up last night in my diagnosis was an allergic reaction, but it didn't say to what. And so I assumed maybe it was something I had eaten in the last few hours before the test. But anyway, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's really good actually to test food, but the thing is that the body always adapts itself. But sometimes it's always show the same thing too. We have been also trying a lot of things, and actually on one woman we was laughing, but she cannot the zirconium, you know, you put in your tooth to
Implants.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like just goes to 1 or 2 from 6 all the time, every time. And it's zirconium. It's the most natural prepared for tooth.
Something she was putting on her teeth she was allergic to? Is that what you're saying?
Zirconium you put if you like
An implant.
yeah, implant, yeah. So
Oh.
and she didn't understood what she have. She had really huge headaches, and she came with this materials to me.
Yeah.
After she was done. What called the doctor that making the
Dentist.
Dentist, yeah, dentist.
Yeah.
So and we checked, and it was zirconium, and it keep up all the time. So her allergic didn't go anywhere. But sometimes you just put banana and you show the reaction on it, but next day it won't be a reaction. So it's
Right.
like the body is always unstable. When it's stable, you die. That's it. So,
Victoria.
Monicor correct those allergies?
yes, of course, because all allergies also come from different places. It can be reaction on the stress. It can be reaction on or too much problems with liver, anything, you know. And this is why Monicor is good, because it's correcting everything. It's not like you don't know what to do. You just correct it and correct, and it's the body actually will be working better and better. It's the best. The best doctor is the own body. It's like we can help it a little bit. So
Right. I get what you're saying, and that's great, because if we try to deal with every individual substance, we'll never get finished. But if we get the body strong enough, then it won't have allergies to a lot of things anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the most important. The allergies and all these reactions, they coming from stress. And actually the Monicor is like the best device to balance this, like take away this.
That's a great selling point as far as to clients, to always go at it that way, because we're so used to looking at curing individual symptoms instead of going for overall health.
But it's like not possible. People still keep going to symptoms.
Right.
It's like you know, it will take a few more years, or maybe even more, to understand it. But it's like you just, if really it's there are stubborn clients that just say, I don't feel anything or something. Yeah, you do this one more measurement and just show how many points that was needed to be corrected you had before and how many left. It's like usually it's like 5 points left instead of 50.
Victoria?
Yep.
I might have missed this because I couldn't get on the beginning of the call. I had the time wrong. But when you're testing substances, if you're testing a liquid substance, does it matter what kind of container it is in?
Actually, you can even use the bottle, but I usually put it some kind of drops on this yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cotton.
But on cotton, sometimes because it's frequencies, so it goes through. It's as I explained, so it goes through like 3 centimeters. But if it's glass, yeah, sometimes it's huge. You cannot put it there.
Right. Okay.
But then you have a drop, but then just clean it because it has still some rests. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And if you're wanting to program, like not just the magnetic strips with a correction, but say water or a lotion or an oil for somebody, you just put that in a little cup or glass in the thing, and it does the correction through whatever container it's in.
Yes, but it should be better than if you do the cream or something. It's a liquid. It's better hold the information. Hold.
Better. I'm sorry. Explain that again.
If we're programming magnetic stripes, for example, it's the best source. But then the liquids, they cream or water, right. Better treat alcohol.
Okay, I was thinking in addition to the magnetic strips, if you wanted to give people some water to drink with the correction and that kind of thing.
But they not hold a long time.
Right, okay.
But for yourself, it's really good to program something good for cream, for night, or something, or water. While you do the correction, you can put this glass of water on this, on the plate, and drink this water also. So it's like extra, will do extra job. Treatment. Because water, it change the structure directly, and when you drink it, it's like goes through the body also.
Okay, so the same time as I'm doing the correction on myself, I have the water in there, and then can drink the water at the end of the correction.
Or during or in the end.
Okay.
Because water is like the best source, basically even better than magnetic stripe. Water is better ever, but it's not hold it for a long time.
So can I just ask it's more, Viktoria and Jan, when you're doing the correction, you would put the water on the metal plate?
Wait, no, not on the metal plate. Correction, when you do the correction, you put it here on this one plate.
Oh, so you on the attachment. Okay, so
when you're doing the symptom or something.
Symptom correction, yes.
You can actually put some information on that one, on the metal one.
Okay, so when you're doing the symptom correction, you can put the water on the metal plate.
Also,
Also at the same time. Okay, so if I was charging the metal strips, and I wanted to charge some water, I would charge the metal strips first, then I could put some water on the same.
The thing is, it's better to charge water. For example, you're doing the correction with Monicor, the usual one, Monicor. You are connected to this stuff, but you put the water glass on this one, on the white one, not on the metal one.
Okay, and I would also put the metal strips on the white one as well. So I'd do both.
And then after, when you're doing directly correction, you don't need to put the metal stripes there.
Okay, so would I choose water or would I choose metal stripes? If I'm doing it for myself, which would be the best choice? If I wanted to do the correction, would I do the metal stripes?
This one is to be connected directly.
That's the best way. Okay.
So, but if you don't have, if it's Monicor treatment, so you always have to be connected. But if you do the corrections of the parasites, for example, correction, so you can be connected, or you can make this like write it down. So here, basically, it depends on the time.
Yes.
We found out that these magnetic stripes, they are working perfectly. Actually, I don't even know what is better sometimes.
And so, right, let me just recap. So the thing that you do the metal stripes on, can I just clarify, because I have the same one as you've got there. Which part of that device do you put the metal stripes on? Do you put it on the bit at the top where there's an attachment, where there's a line?
This one, you see, it's like connected.
The small circle where it's just like it looks like it's attached.
It's up, upside down.
And for me, since I don't have that, I put it in the little
in the white one.
Here should be this stuff, but we have all model, so it's there.
I thought I would put the stuff down in the other indentation in the little metal place.
No, it's a plastic.
The metal, this one. Yeah, wait, this one, the metal one.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
No,
What's
the metal one is for testing of preppers.
Oh, that's the only thing you ever put in that then.
Yeah, it's like when you test preppers or food or something, so you're doing through there. So and this one you charge another one. This one you charge.
Okay, and so would you hold that up again? The model I have.
I can show the new model now.
Okay,
Yours
so
it's like here.
well, see, I don't have that extension cord.
It's like because yours, this one is already here. I have a hole here. It's nothing. You see?
Okay, so I just put the magnetic strips on that center hole there.
You put it here where it's not hole. It's like white stuff here. It's like,
Right. Okay.
So magnetic here and preppers here on this aluminum.
Okay.
And Victoria, the actual when it doesn't need to be the one you're holding right now. When you charge the metal strips, it doesn't need to be in that hole. It can be on the table beside it.
Yeah, this one. We have this one.
But it doesn't have to be on the plastic. It can be off to the side.
No, it's the same. Yeah.
So if I'm doing a general correction with Monicor, I can attach that, and I can charge some water at the same time.
When you do not correction, when you do Monicor treatment, not correction. When you do correction, you doing it already. Wait. When you do, I'll explain it again. Because when you charge, for example, magnetic stripes for the correction, so you don't have to wear anymore the electrodes. It goes everything there. But if you're doing the treatment directly, it goes both ways. So you basically can charge, but not stripes, because it's like really not much goes there. But for water, it's enough. But when you're charging magnetic stripes on this one, it's like you combine. So it's like it's more compressed information comes here. So it's basically when you're doing the Monicor treatment, so it can be great to drink water from that one. Better it's like on this correction to do.
Say that again, sorry.
I mean, when you doing directly correction, so you can drink water from there.
Okay, so you would attach that while you're doing correction. You would attach that, and you can drink water from there.
Yeah, but when you charge, you cannot. But it's basically understandable.
But you don't need to have this connected the whole time. You don't need to. If you're just doing a general correction, you don't need to connect this part.
Actually, it can be there. It doesn't matter. So it can be connected. It's
or not.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
And when you're programming the magnetic strips, the client doesn't have any electrodes on them.
No,
it doesn't need.
Okay, and when you're programming the magnetic strips, are they in the hole and then the white thing is on top of them, or are they on top of the white circle that you just were showing?
Just we have it.
Yeah, I have the same one as you.
So it's just here. It doesn't have to be in the hole.
No.
It's just for the future.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of strange things.
And just another quick question. So doing a general Monicor correction, can you do that every single day?
Everything, yes, you can do it, but you have to do, for example, 10 days you do it, then 7 days you resting.
So what would you recommend? Would that be too much for someone who's compromised, or would that be a good thing to do for someone whose health is compromised?
Just try not a lot of time. So it's like 15 minutes from the beginning, but it's better longer and less time. And then do a longer pause also. So for example, you do 10 days, you start 15 minutes, 15, then 30 is something like this.
Okay.
You even can do maybe shorter just see the reaction. You will see the reaction if it's and the numbers. If it will go up, so you can decide from there. But then it's like better to the body have this strange thing to go back all the time. So it's like
yeah.
do it better something. It still goes down. And the same way also when we get worse, we come up. But it's like stabilize itself. So when we do these sessions, so we like press it, so it cannot go back. So that's why it's better to do the sessions. But then you have to leave the body to just to understand what had happened and just stabilize on that part. And then again.
Okay. I have just a quick question on my Triomed. My Triomed has run out of battery. I have been afraid to open it and replace the battery. Jan,
No, it's not so difficult. It's just 2 screws.
What? We can show it to you if you want.
Can I ring you tomorrow, Jan, or next week sometime, just so that I don't do it wrong? Because
I can show you just to you. Yes.
Yes, perfect. What's do I have your number? Do you want to put your number in the chat so I can?
Yeah, I can, but maybe it's better if we could do it through Skype.
Yes, perfect. I have you on Skype because I also need to update my Monicor, which I haven't done as well. My updated version.
So I can connect to you via TeamViewer, and then I can show you via Skype how to change the battery.
All right, yeah, and I'll call you next week for sure because I need to get back on this. I've left my Monicor and I need to get back on it to see. But I miss my Triomed because the battery has run out. I've been using it so much.
Yeah, it's a very good device.
I love it. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I also love it.
Everybody does.
Yeah, Triomed's my favorite too.
It's easy, yeah? Just press the button.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice thing. But Aquatone, have anybody tried?
Very good.
Have you tried somebody?
Aquatone.
Yes.
Aquatone. Oh yeah, I love Aquatone as well.
Because it's like for people who have, for example, I have a lot of trauma, and it's like without Aquatone I could not survive because I have broken bones everywhere. So it's like really helping to.
Aquatone to me is sort of big and clunky and hard to hold in certain places for a period of time.
But it's nice. It's still when you have problems with the back or something. So it's
Yeah, I did my wrist. I fell on my wrist and I really badly bruised it. And after some sessions with the Aquatone, it's really improved.
It is magical something.
Yeah, I love it. Actually, Victoria, I don't know if you can help. I have to go into the dentist tomorrow, and I have a big abscess in my root of my. And it looks like I have to somehow get this tooth out. Root canal is looking a bit dodgy. It might be implants looking dodgy because I've left it for so long, and I may have to have a bridge or something. But is there anything that you would recommend that would really help a damaged root, damaged tooth?
Absolutely. Just do it as often as you can with it. You have Aquatone, yeah?
I do, yes.
Just a little of Triomed and then Aquatone. Then in 1 hour again, in 1 hour again, in 1 hour again. So it's like continue. You can overdose sometimes devices when it's like really, really necessary. So
you would just, what level of Aquatone would you use? What would you do on it?
On the biggest one, just three and three, yes.
3 and 3, yes.
Yeah.
And just do it and keep doing it every hour. And I should. So, and you think that would heal a bad root infection? That
I think the infection should be at least stabilized, and then it's like all the time you will keep doing it. It should do effect.
How long should each session be that she does that?
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Okay.
And what about the Triomed? Which program on Triomed?
You have CGI, yeah? It's like the second one.
Yeah.
But you have to have it also 5 times a day, maybe during this process that it will on Harmony.
On Harmony, yes. Okay. Okay.
And do you need to pause a little bit of time between Aquatone and Triomed?
Actually, it's different. They work perfectly in combination, so it's better to do. You can do it together.
Oh, okay. I thought you had to wait like an hour or more between them.
Every hour you have to do the treatment, so you can both or use like Triamid for 5 minutes and then 10 minutes Aquatone. Then in 1 hour again repeat.
Okay, great. Great.
Sometimes I use the Harmony program and I'm using Aquatone at the same time on another part of the body. That's okay.
It's okay. It's different frequencies, so it's
yeah.
Oh, good. I didn't realize we could use them at the same time.
You can. It's
super
very
device.
good. Like one is stimulating Triamid, stimulating membranes, and another doing correction with waters around. So it's like everything is working better.
Oh, great.
Fantastic.
But sometimes from the beginning, when people start using directly both, they feel not good because
it's not used to.
Yeah, because the membrane starts to vibrate, for example, and waters, the cleansing processing is so everything starts to clean. So it's like people get a little bit poisoned.
And which program on Triamid is the best for the membranes, for bringing the flexibility back to the membranes?
They actually, every program, it's like the same waves all the time. So they all are very good. It's just the thing is we recommend to use different because body have to feel different vibrations sometimes.
Okay.
My only other question is, you said that you're working on a new manual or video or something.
The video, the movie that will be concrete.
When will that be available, do you think?
I think in April
April, and then we also working on new manual and guides, and it all will come out like in April.
Fantastic.
Or something.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome. But otherwise, we will usually in the not next week, but the week after, we also can do the same one presentation on I don't know, on Thursday. I think no. We will come up with the new time.
New time.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And good luck with the work.
Thank you so much. And just to be clear, there were a couple of us that got on at the old time because we changed time here. And so do you all change time when? Do we sync up again?
Yeah, no, it doesn't change time here, but we record now every webinar, and then we will publish it on a Facebook group. Okay, so everybody can see it, who is in the group.
Okay.
We do change time though.
Okay. How much time you have now?
No, we change time. I think we have to change time for spring. The time goes forward. I'm not quite sure.
But let's meet on Swedish time, 6 o'clock.
Okay. I'm not sure when it does, but it should change at some point. The chime should spring forward.
It should be like 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock.
Well, it used to be 12 o'clock here, but when we changed.
Okay, so now it's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, but we didn't. We forgot that you guys didn't change at the same time we did, so some of us were here early.
I think it's the last Sunday in March that it usually changes, or the last weekend in March, sometime like that.
That logically, if you think so, it will be 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. or a.m.
A.m. Or p.m. Sorry, p.m.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. You're very helpful. Really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.